You have to trust your teammates, always.
We wanted to start this episode by addressing a statement that we put out on our social media recently. We have no affiliations with any online influencers, nor were we aware of any activity that they might have been involved in recent years. It was just a guest that we had on our podcast for one episode only. And then outside of that, we started a short-lived podcast, which was with another friend of ours, an actor and a comedian and an entertainer. We didn't know about anyone's business practices or what they were up to in any other capacity, and we just want to categorically state that we had no knowledge about any of that and we have no part in any of that. But back to the races. Here we go. James Healy-Meané.
Hello, how's it going? It's good to be back.
Are you a very good boy?
I'm a very nice boy.
He's a very nice boy. I find him to be like the nicest boy.
I'm so nice.
He's a lovely boy.
No, it's good to be back. A bit of heartbreak and a bit of joy in between since the last time I've been on.
Yeah.
Lots
going on, loads to talk about.
Yeah. Where do we start?
Yeah, I don't know. I suppose looking at the Sunderland game would be a nice place to kind of jump in. I know over the last 4 or 5 weeks it's been so topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
But at least we haven't lost 3 games in a row.
Could be worse.
Could be a lot worse. But, you know, I made no secret of very consciously calling out Amorim in terms of his job and how much longer can we put up with this type of thing. And it has to be said that, you know, I'm less than convinced that he should hang around. I know that other people, and, you know, such is the nature of being a Man United fan, you want to be loyal, you want to understand, you know, that everything is a process.
It's a process. We need to trust the process. Even like a nice process. But no, to be honest though as well, like looking at Amorim, you can already start to see the positives come through. I know a lot of people are complaining about the formation, all that sort of stuff, but realistically, you're not going to be able to change it in a day, in a week, in a few months. He hasn't even been there a full season yet. Yeah. He hasn't even been there for, what is it? It'll be a year now in January, and we're in October now. So, like realistically, he's been there for 2 windows. The first window, he didn't have time to prep or look at players that he wanted. The second one, he got in a few players that he wanted, and then even in that window there, he brought in 2 players that really stood out in that Sunderland game as well. Mm-hmm. Like he's banging in goals now, Šeško. Šeško, he's a very nice boy.
He's a very nice boy. I believe he played in Germany for quite a while. He's very successful, I believe. He's a very nice boy.
He's very successful.
That's a very soft touch.
Very soft touch. That's what the way, actually, I remember one of the games I was watching, somebody pinged the ball over to him and he just jumped up and it's like the ball stuck to his head and he just landed with it at his feet. Like he's just... The way he's one of the signings, and then seeing Lemens in net as well for the first time, keeping a clean sheet on his debut. Yeah. I thought it was nice. You can kind of start to see the formation starting to build, and like a bit of the DNA starting to show in it. Because like the reason he was brought into the team as well, and from the reason why everyone wanted it, even watching that game before he joined against City, where we seen that he was 1-0 down, and then he ended up coming back and absolutely destroying them.
Yeah. I like the smell of Benji.
Yeah,
basically.
I love Benji.
He's getting a chance. Yeah. Has he set the world on fire since he came in? No, but he's starting to and you can see that he really cares and he's really trying to get the ball in the back of the net.
100%.
He's trying to adapt to a new system. He's trying to figure out his kind of patterns of play and spaces that he can come into, but it is starting to kind of click for him. Ugly as they are, the couple of goals that he's got, but he does look like a striker and he's only going to grow in confidence.
The one there against Sunderland, a match that we're going to talk about a bit more, you can see he has that what Hoyland was lacking, and we talked about it in the last one where he wasn't anticipating. Yeah. Whereas when Šeško came in there and he started... Šeško. New men's aftershave, Šeško.
You're not looking for this shit,
Because like the ball came over the top, the defender hit it, and he still anticipated it and put his foot through the ball, and that's how he managed to get the goal against Sunderland.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we were lacking from strikers, was anticipating the ball coming to their feet, or anticipating an opportunity which arose to him. He anticipated and he got the goal from it. He's also making a lot of space.
Yeah, he's creating space for himself.
Yeah.
And I think that he's obviously, like everybody that comes into the Premier League, he's like, this is difficult. This is not as easy as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
He's not getting the spaces that he'd get in the Bundesliga, where he's whipping around players and he's scoring from 40 yards. He has to work on his game and get, and he's a big lad. He's like 6'4", 5", isn't he? He's big.
He's like 6'5",
Yeah, like he's big. So it's going to take him time.
And that's what, now we have a player like him and then a player like Lemens and stuff like that as well, who's not afraid to come out and get the ball, gather it, and then like his distribution is much better than what we had previous. Like by in there, he done very well in goals when he stepped up for Onana. Yeah. But I think Lemens is probably, hopefully now, judging by that one game, he has a bit more confidence about him. Yeah. And we're really starting to see kind of what Amorim wants.
Yeah, it's mad how things can change literally in a week, isn't it? I think, and I was crying out for it for weeks since we bought, for 3 weeks or whatever, since we bought lemons, when life gives you lemons, play the goalkeeper kind of thing. Like, I was like, just start him. Like, if you remember when I was banging on in our group and WhatsApp group and stuff, just going, why would you buy a goalkeeper? He's not 16, he's 23 or 22. Put him in. Yeah. See what he's like.
See, that's what, like, I'm all for that. And getting a player in, getting him involved, getting his hands dirty. But as we talked about, like with the pace of the Premier League. Yeah. So he's coming from like was it the Belgian league? Yes. Whereas like they're more prone to counter attacks, all that sort of stuff. So he's a bit more open. He's receiving a lot more shots, but the shots coming at him in that league aren't as high quality as the Premier League. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
Premier League, soccer league.
Yeah, soccer league in the Premier League.
He's a very good boy.
A very nice boy.
Very nice boy.
But that's what I think. What Amorim is kind of doing in that situation, like what we've done with Šeško as well in the beginning, like let him sit on the bench, let him watch the flow of the game, let him kind of like see it first before you throw him straight into the deep end.
Totally, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So then he's not just getting bombarded straight away by these like top class strikers who are coming in from all different countries, all different leagues and stuff like that. Not flyer inverts anyway. I don't want to throw any digs, but
yeah, no, we will throw some digs later. But I totally agree with you. The only player that, and he's the best player this season so far, is obviously Brian Mbeumo. We're huge fans. He just seems to be, although he looks like he's 46 and a banger. And he has, honestly, no offence to him, the biggest duck arse I've ever seen. It's like a shelf. It's like a shelf. You can rest the ball on it and he can run up and then just flick it over.
It's his new trophy shelf.
Yeah, I love it, yeah. I think he's amazing, and I think he gets the Premier League, he gets the flow of the game, he makes things happen out of nothing. Yeah. He's pulling shots out of his arse, or from the top of his
top shelf
out of his arse. You have to admire him. He's a fantastic player. But what he's like, they're still feeling each other out. And I think what's positive from what I've seen as well, like you have Mason Mount coming in. Lest we forget, like a lot of people have written Mason Mount off.
So many people.
But he's only 26 years of age, and Amorim loves him.
Yeah. I see why. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not afraid to get in. He's not afraid to get dirty. I know he's
also not afraid to get injured.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's very injury prone, which is a bit sad because you can't see him get into his flow and actually, like, kind of take advantage of that. Do you know what I mean? While he's in his flow, while he's got his confidence and stuff like that. And speaking about Mbeumo as well, him and Diallo having that nice little partnership out on the right hand side where Mbeumo can kind of tuck in, run at defenders, have a shot if he wants to. But on the left hand side now, depending, like, because we've got Dorgu and we've got Cunha or Mason Mount. See, that's kind of nice as well. The only kind of thing that I've noticed that we're lacking on is, and this is why I kind of feel...
Is a good manager.
Well, that's what I think we have one now. Yeah. But what I feel is that kind of what Højlund was lacking when he came into the team, and this is why I kind of feel his confidence kind of deteriorated, was because the likes of Deleuze is a great player. He's not afraid to wear his heart in his sleeve, but at the same time, he's not putting the deliveries into the striker properly.
No, he's not. He's not crossing the ball.
No.
Like, Delot is a good workhorse, and I've always admired him, and he is a United player in attitude, certainly. But you're looking at him, and he's frustrating.
Yeah.
Watching him playing for Portugal against
Yeah.
Ireland, and it was a lot of the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
The final third, I know, it's like he gets a
grand.
nosebleed in the final third.
yeah, he just like there's that thing I think that United suffer from or have suffered from over the last 10 years or whatever, 11 years since Fergie retired, 12 years.
12, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the heaviness of the shirt, the anticipation and the anxiety of doing well. It's that bollocks, they're all looking at me.
Yeah.
And I think that, and Amorim did mention in a presser recently that he feels as if the media are affecting the players.
100%.
And they're not taken to the system because of the media. Now, I don't know if I totally agree with that, if I'm being completely honest. And nor do I think Roy Keane would agree with that, and a lot of United fans wouldn't agree with that. It's like you're being brought in because you're supposed to be the best. And if every player that plays for Man United doesn't believe, for me, that they're the best, there's a problem.
Yeah.
How can Bruno consistently play well in bad teams? How can Brian
Mbumo.
How can he come in and play like he's been playing for Man United his whole life?
See, the way I feel, right, the way this is kind of going on and stuff like that as well, it's down to a player on looking at it and reading into it. And if they are reading into it too much and they are getting affected by it, then it's on them. But at the same time as well, I do feel like there is a lot of media bias on other teams compared to United. Like, for example, I think I seen a post where it was like berating Šeško, being like, being like he needs to do better, he needs to work harder, he needs to score goals, he needs to have this pressure. And then I think the same was said about Gyökeres.
Yeah, and Wirtz as well.
But with Wirtz, and Isak.
Yes.
Isak, who's been playing in the Premier League for the last few years, they said that he needs time to adapt.
Give him a chance. He's
Give him
only
a chance.
he's only like 45 minutes in the car away from where he used to work.
Do you know what I mean? And then they're saying he needs time to adapt to the Premier League. You know, a league he's been playing in for the last few seasons. But then when Šeško comes in and bangs in 3 goals, they're like, he needs to do better.
Yeah.
He needs to do better. It's like, what do you mean he needs to do better?
It's
Like,
the Man United tax. You know, there's
Yeah.
Man United tax in lots of ways. There's Man United tax in the media. There's Man United tax in terms of... There's another thing as well. It's just the sheer amount of media commitments. All this shit now about halftime interviews and stuff.
oh, fuck that.
And, you know, just the sheer workload. Like this idea now of them going off and having midweek friendlies. I don't know if it's a good thing because it's contradicting what, Amorim was saying last season about being overworked.
Yeah.
Which is it?
It's like you can't be thrown in like a midweek friendly in the middle of a season or anything like that and then complain about the game time.
But there's actual talk of having like weekly friendlies on a Wednesday with the first team.
Do you know what? Now at the moment, now that all we have is the FA Cup and the league,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem too much in having a few friendlies midweek. Not too many now.
I don't mind that, but in theory, it's like I know he needs to like. It's at the start. It was he needs more time with the team. Now it's he needs more game time for the team. You know, how about not get knocked out of the fucking Carabao Cup to Grimsby? You know, how about that? Now I get it. You know, and he had his he had his Mark Robbins game in the FA Cup, saving him last week against Sunderland. Let's be honest, but I was calling for him, and I hope I'm wrong. I really hope he turns it around. It's not about like or dislike. Like I like Ruben Amorim.
Yeah.
I don't know a Man United fan that has a major problem with him.
Yeah.
If anything, he's too honest. But the biggest issue that I have with him is clearly the system isn't working. So tweaks to that will be helpful.
Yeah.
Like every single player more or less is an international now in the starting 11 nearly every game. But there are signs, like you said. I think Sané Lemons.
When life gives you lemons.
He is a very nice boy.
He's a very nice boy.
He's a very nice boy. He is. I think he's the real deal. I know he only played one game, but I'll tell you what he did is that he instilled the confidence into the back four. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if you have a ropey goalkeeper, if you're playing at any level, you're always looking behind you. Yeah. And you're always like, is he going to kick it into the stands? Is he going to score an OG? Is he going to fumble it? And regardless of whether it was De Gea towards the end or whether it was,
Onana.
Onana coming in and then buying there. There's always that insecurity, and I think with Lemons just coming out and claiming the ball, with a huge degree of confidence that he doesn't even deserve.
Yeah.
Just plucking the ball out of the sky and fucking it out as soon as possible.
And making that good save as well now towards the last few minutes of the game as well. 1-on-1 under pressure. A nice save. Whereas with this now he's actually starting to show that bit.
Yeah.
Obviously because it's his first game, it's his first time in goals. Now hopefully it takes a lot of pressure off the defence as well now. Because now they, as you were saying, they don't have to look over their shoulder all the time now. Now they know there's going to be a keeper who's either going to come out and claim it or they're going to let them know.
Yeah.
You know, because you've seen that after something happened and the defenders made a mistake, he was out and he was shouting at them, he was encouraging them. He's like, we need to do better.
Yeah, you can tell, like, and I know all defenders are very encouraging of their keepers and they're all high-fiving and whatever else. But seeing De Ligt, who's been a great player for United this season, make no mistake about it so far, apart from one or two dodgy moments, him going back to really congratulate Lemons shows me that he totally trusts him, and De Ligt is going to play all season. I think also with Leach coming back as well, it will be a different prospect in the back, just even in terms of cover. And then I'd be happy enough to see Leach playing alongside De Ligt, and then Maguire coming in. Or I just feel as if with him coming back, it will consolidate our defence, and with that keeper as well. I think, dare I say it, if things kind of click and if we don't lose 3 games in a row, you know, something might happen.
Yeah, as well, like especially
we're
now.
going a bit of a run.
Yeah, because like the way Leach works as well, he's got that pace. He's not afraid to work back. He's not afraid to wear his heart in his sleeve, as we talked about before. Yeah. But as well as that, he's dominant in the air.
Yeah, for a little lad as well.
For his height, he's 5'10" or something like that.
5'9".
5'9". And that's what I mean. Like he's up winning headers against, like he was beating Haaland to headers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's nice to have that presence again in the back line. If he wants to push him up where Ugarte plays, which I think I've seen 1 or 2 people kind of talking about.
It's not going to work. I'll tell you why. Like as far back as when Erik ten Hag had him at Ajax, he played him in 1 or 2 games, and he said categorically, you know, I'm paraphrasing here, but he doesn't have the legs for it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the engine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And now, I don't know whether he does or not, and he might prove some people wrong. His fitness might be a lot better. He's still only young, so his fitness might be... He might have been working on his overall fitness to be an extra man in midfield. Yeah. And I'd like to have him there. But there would be an element, I think, of the Scholes thing where it's like, if you remember, every time Paul Scholes went in for a tackle, he'd be like, it's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You know, by his own admission, I think Scholes would admit that, his tackling wasn't his strongest suit. Yeah. So,
because even at that, even if he doesn't play there, though, his distribution from the back could be a major playing point for us as well coming into the next few games if he's fit enough for the Liverpool game. Yeah. Just that distribution as well, feeding the likes of Cunha and Mbeumo or Mount or Dorgu or Diallo.
I'm not afraid of the long ball. No. And we seem to be taking a leaf out of Keith Andrews' books. Yeah. Because we're throwing like Hail Marys into the box now. Yeah. By hook or by crook.
That's exactly what we need now as well, is like just launching that ball into the box to our 6'5" striker. Yeah. Makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
We finally have someone who can score headers in the way that Ronaldo used to.
Exactly. Like
so use that.
He's got some jump on him as well. Like even looking at that, like for example, like speaking about Lemens and speaking about him, in the game against Sunderland here, United had an XG of 1.88, which is nearly like 2 goals. So that's basically kind of how it nearly finished anyway. And with shots on target, they had 6 shots on target, and shots blocked or off target as well was 9. So that was like 15 shots altogether with 6 on target.
It's crazy.
Which is an improvement compared. Like Sunderland had 8 shots altogether. Yeah. And that's including shots on target and blocked and shots off target. So like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's obviously it's shown that we're still leaking at the back. Yeah. And I think it was like, I think actually Sunderland had 3 shots on target, which Lemens made the saves for.
There's definitely improvements in different ways. XG, most certainly. I mean,
I hate XG now. Don't get me wrong. I completely can't stand it. Like I'm not a big fan of it now. But if it shows kind of like what it is that we're building towards, and it shows an improvement, I think Sunderland had like 0.77 or something like that in it. we're already starting to see improvements of Amorim's system, which is what I'm starting to notice. Like we've got like #1 in the league for like certain like for shots or for counter attacks, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I could be wrong in the counter attack.
But it's all good having the most amazing XG in the whole world if you don't put the ball in the net, and that's the problem.
Exactly, and now that's kind of what we're starting to improve on now as well.
Yeah.
With the attackers that we have now, with the likes of Mount scoring, Cunha needs to get on the score sheet, and Bumo. Cunha is getting assists though, which is good.
Yeah, I do like him. I just think that I don't know. Like I'd like to hang my hat on Cunha, but I think competition in that spot and Mount keeping him out. If Mount is playing exceptionally well, I don't really care. You know, but the idea, I wouldn't have ever thought that Cunha coming off the bench would be a regular option for United. But let's see what way Ruben's gonna use that. Competition for places is not a bad thing. I mean, you look at Sheringham, Solskjaer, and York.
It's kind of what we need, though. It's what we were lacking big time in that team. Was that players were guaranteed game time week in, week out, no matter how bad they played.
Luke Shaw.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's like with players like that coming in. Now there's competition for those places.
Yeah, I think the time of being guaranteed a seat in the car is gone.
Yeah.
I think Ruben should get to a point where if they're not doing it, they're not guaranteed a spot.
And that's what we've actually started to notice that as well. He's not taking any shit.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what we needed. Because there was managers there who were too laxy-daisy. I'm just going to play him. I'll play him again. We lost again. Oh, sure, we'll play him again. And he's just like, no, if you're not performing, you're not getting a game.
Yeah, like Luke Shaw, and I don't want to rage bait people with this, but like, yes, when he's fit and when he's consistent, he is a fantastic defender. But the reality is that when anybody's coming back from an injury, and it doesn't matter who it is, they make mistakes.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw was rushed back for England and he robbed someone's spot at the last tournament. Luke Shaw got rushed back last season and he caused a major mistake in that final, which played a part. He's not directly responsible for it, but played a part in us losing that Europa League final. It's not his fault, but this is the reality of the situation. And we spoke about this, myself and a man, very early on last year on the show about Leitch. I would love to see a fit Leitch play every single game. But if you're talking about someone who's going in like a kamikaze, like a bull in a china shop.
Like a Barry.
Yeah. Or getting injured every, 3 to 4 weeks and then he's out for a week or two. Or it's the second time he's had a long-term injury. And I appreciate it. He literally would, a la Nemanja Vidic, would put his head on anything. And I love that about him. But is he really doing us any favours when he's in and it's clicking, that he's doing stuff that's going to remove himself from that? It's like a mate, you have a mate who you love to bits and you're going out with him, but you go, he's going to kick off and I'm going to have to pull him out of a confrontation.
Yeah. Because
I can't have that. I can't drink with him anymore. I can't drink with Leitch anymore. He's
done.
not a very good boy.
He's not a good boy.
He's a nice boy, but he's not a very good boy.
Not a very good boy.
No.
But that's one thing Amorim needs to kind of have a look at as well, is like players like that. For example, when Casemiro's on a yellow card, everyone could see that.
Yeah.
Obviously, because we're used to it. We're used to seeing what he's like when he's on a yellow card. He tends to dive in again.
Of course he does.
You know what I mean? So like, it's not his first red card.
Well, 350 grand a week would make you do that. I'd be like sticking a leg in everywhere.
Do you know what? I'd literally, for 350 grand a week, tenner's a tenner. Do you know what I mean? So
a bag of marbles. But I like Casemiro, and clearly he's improved on his fitness.
Yeah.
No end. And he does look like a midfielder when he's playing and he's calming things down. I get it. Should he start over Kobbie Mainoo?
At the moment, see, a lot of people as well are saying at the start of the season were complaining that he wasn't starting, he wasn't playing, he wasn't getting game time.
Yeah.
But then when he did get on, he was missing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It wasn't the Kobbie Mainoo that we were used to seeing when he shows up in like semi-finals or finals or against Liverpool or all that sort of stuff, or in the FA Cup final against City. There was no kind of remnants of that in him when he was on the pitch. It was like there was a hole where he was playing.
Well, look, it's a confidence game. I totally get that. Yeah. And football, like everything, you need to be confident turning up for work. And if you don't feel as if you have like the full support of whoever's in charge,
Yeah.
It does knock you. But the reality is, and this is, the major criticism a lot of people have of younger players, it's like, well, get your head out of the other stuff.
Yeah.
There's talk, again, there's this kind of Meals on Wheels thing, like the Rashford thing, where it's like, well, Healy-Meané's a great guy. He opened a hotel for homeless people. Great. Love all that. Wonderful. Meals on Wheels, brilliant.
Yeah.
OBE, MBE, whatever the fuck you got. Congratulations. Focus on your football.
Yeah. That's the main point here.
Do your job.
Do your job.
It's like, do your fucking job. I don't know, but like, this is the thing. I don't understand. And let me know what you think yourself. But where is the willingness to prove people wrong? Prove the manager wrong? Pick me. And not, pick me. Like,
Yeah.
Pick me.
Yeah.
You have to pick me.
Like, I'm here.
I'm too good. I'm so good that you can't ignore me.
Yeah.
Where is that?
And that's what I think now as well. A lot of players are kind of like, "Sure, look, if he doesn't play me, I'm good enough. I can just leave and go to a different team now." And that's not what we need. At the same time as well, like as we were talking about earlier on, would he benefit from a move to a different club on loan for a few months, get his game time, get his confidence back up like Hoyland?
Why can't people get their confidence up at the biggest club in the world? Like scoring a goal at Old Trafford in front of how many 80-something thousand people? In front of the world's media.
Yeah.
Is that not enough to get you going?
Do you know, like, there's a lot of people who would kill to be in that position that he's in. But I think with the media, all that sort of stuff, I think, as you were saying, like with the opening of hotels, all that sort of stuff, I think his head's just not in the right place at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is not something that I want him to play well. Like, as a United fan, you'll agree on this as well. I don't hope for any player to do bad.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we want you to play well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Nobody wants another, David Bellion or fucking, William Prunier. Like, no one wants that. Or no one wants, mediocrity. You want, like, every United fan is a football fan, so you're willing them to do well.
Yeah.
I'm willing Healy-Meané to do well, but then when he comes on, he just gets a bit flustered.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's a sports psychologist issue or whether they need to just chill the fuck out and get off social media. Now, bear in mind, I have a daughter who's like 4 years younger than Healy-Meané.
Yeah.
And all kids, not just my own daughter, but all kids struggle to put their phone down.
Big time.
They need, like, you'd have to ask yourself, would it be a case of can someone just put a blanket ban on phones?
Just even in, on and around the stadium.
In around the stadium, even after like the day before match days, they have to surrender their, like, because they do it in some schools now.
Yeah.
It's coming in Ireland, just in terms of focus. And they announced in Australia that it's illegal for a child to have a phone under 15 years of age. I think a lot, and to some degree, Amorim might be onto something. I've been trolled a little bit a couple of times over the years for other things that I do with kind of film and TV stuff and stuff that I do. Unfairly, I might add. And you can't help but look. It's like peeking behind the curtain, when you're about to go on stage, when you're doing a show or a play or whatever. You have to have a little look. You can't. It's the wet paint sign. Yeah. So the reality is that can they not put like phones and take their, like, if they're young players in particular, why can't they have something written in their contract where it's like their phones, their devices are off or taken from them, the night before games, so they're not looking at something, and then the day after games, so they're just focused, they're out reading, they're out getting a massage, they're going to counselling.
Just do something different.
Do something different. Remove yourself from that toxic environment, because it's killing them.
100%. Like, because it's always, like, as we were talking about earlier on as well, with the media constantly berating them. Obviously, you're going to have a look. Oh, look, somebody's that they're writing something about. We're going to have a look at it.
And even if they consciously try and avoid it, their family are seeing it. Yeah. And if I was 20 and I had a 22-year-old brother, he's going to tell me about it, isn't he?
He's like, oh, did you see that?
Yeah, that Gary Neville said this about you, or how do you feel about that? Or someone's going to shout it on the street. You could be down the Asda or Sainsbury's or whatever, and someone goes, fucking Neville gave you, or whatever. Right down to and there's criticism about kind of fan channels and these type shows. They wouldn't know about us for a start, but is it too much? Is there too much attention? Is there too many people talking about it? You'd have to say that, particularly about United, yeah.
There's always people talking about United. But that's the thing, is like, I think now if he's not finding his rhythm in that formation, or if he's not finding his rhythm in that system, I think maybe
Off to Napoli.
join McTominay and Højlund and Kevin De Bruyne. Maybe he can learn a thing or two as well from Kevin De Bruyne, one of our arch rivals, but at the same time as well.
Or maybe he could stay at home and in Plainfield and perhaps make a couple of labs. And, just go down the local, get a soda pop.
A soda pop.
And so, Mother,
where's my favourite ball?
Where's my soccer ball made from human flesh?
Oh God!
But maybe he should just fucking
tighten up his bootstraps and get on with it.
Get on with it. Pull up your socks and get on with it. I mean,
do you know, like if he is suffering outside of football and there's stuff going on, like the football's supposed to be a type of therapy as well. Do you know what I mean? Where you can leave all the stuff at the door and
it's
just
an
go
exercise
out.
supposed to sort you out. I don't know about you, but exercise helps me a lot with that.
100%.
Going out for a walk, sorting your head out, listening to music, listening to podcasts which are unrelated to what you're talking about. Be invested in other things.
Exactly. Because that's what, like, even no matter what I was going through in life as well, one thing I always looked forward to was a game on a Sunday or on the weekend. Do you know what I mean? Because that's literally, once you put your boots on, once you go out for that warm up, nothing else exists outside that football pitch.
And it should be like that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
When you look at it, I think that's the difference between, say, in Bumo, that he is. I think it's. I don't want to make it about class. I'm working class.
See the thing. The thing with Mbumo as well, right? So
his parents are like engineers and artists.
No way.
Yeah, like there's the perception that, like, bear in mind as well that yes, he is of African descent, but he is, like, he's French ostensibly, and he declared for Cameroon.
Yeah.
So this guy's a bit of a Cantona.
Yeah.
In Mbumo, he's not affected by any of that. He knows there's more to life. He knows football is for 10 or 15 years, and he has his head screwed on. He's a very, very smart boy.
Very smart boy.
He's so over intelligent.
But one thing I've noticed about his interviews as well, he's kind of similar to Cole Palmer in a way.
Yeah.
Whereas things just go over his head.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of...
I think he's much more intelligent than people give him credit for.
Exactly.
I think he doesn't give a fuck.
That's the main thing. Once you stop giving a fuck, nothing can bother you.
Yeah. It's that thing, like, it's from a psychological point of view, it's like, it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond to it.
Exactly.
So I think, ultimately, I think Brian is really smart and emotionally intelligent, and he's raised well, and he has his head screwed on, and he just doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. So I think everybody needs to, like, if you're talking about the kind of peer management groups, that Amorim's established with, like, senior players, like, you'd need to get someone like Brian in there, because he knows he is the model of what it's supposed to be.
Exactly. And
he's not affected by the money.
No.
He's not affected by the media.
No.
He cares. You can see.
And so you see him bringing his performance from Brentford as well into this team. Like, it's like he just didn't stop running from the last season. Went straight into this season, and now we're actually starting to see the effects of that. Yeah. And that's what I think a lot of younger players as well, especially now, Diallo playing off his right shoulder, off his left shoulder, depending on which way he wants to go in. I think it can help him benefit a lot. Especially seeing the balls that Mbumo's putting in. I think Diallo can learn a lot from that. Because like last season, watching it, Diallo would make his way up the right-hand side, and then you pull it back and then try and play it to a centre mid that's running in rather than giving it to Højlund's feet. Yeah,
and Højlund's like, what the fuck am I? Why am I here?
Yeah.
I think, let's give a shout out as well to, like, Højlund's. I'm delighted to see him playing well.
Absolutely,
because he is the striker that we wanted him to be. It's just that he wasn't getting the service. There's part of me that goes, oh, should we have let him go? Should we have not let him go? Now, we can still take him back. There's an option of that.
Yeah.
But I can't help feeling, although things are clicking a bit, you don't want to jinx it over the last kind of week, 2 weeks or whatever. It's only because we haven't played a game this week. But, I'm looking at McTominay, and although he's had maybe 2 or 3 games where he hasn't been at his best at Napoli more recently, he's like, how many times this season before did Scotty Too Hotty pop up and
And save us.
and think in a winner. I mean, where was that?
Exactly.
You know, the big problem that I have with what's happening in the formation that we have really is that Bruno's pushed back. So when you have the player who only played well last season and dragged us to a European final.
So I think if we got two players in that centre mid, he'd be able to compete up there with Cunha, Mount and Mbeumo, because I think that's kind of where he kind of flourishes a little bit more, is in that centre attacking mid role. And then him being in that role might be able to leave like Šeško or whoever is playing up or whoever's playing up top.
Right.
Give them that bit of freedom to stay up there.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing that we are lacking as well. Our strikers always tend to drop back into the midfield looking for the ball.
Yeah,
and that's kind of where it started.
Because they have to, and you know, and that's not a new thing. I don't think Rooney did a lot of that.
And that's what Rooney started to do a lot of that under Moyes. Yeah. Because we were lacking in the midfield.
Yeah, so he's coming back, literally giving a dig out, grabbing the ball, and bringing people forward.
Exactly.
That's not his job.
No.
It wasn't his job, and it's not Bruno's job to do that. I hate seeing Bruno playing where he's playing, and you can tell because he's missed 2 penalties now. Yeah. In the last few weeks.
It's not like him.
No, it's not like him. His confidence is gone. And if he plays badly, we play badly.
Exactly. In your opinion as well, do you think it's time for him to kind of give somebody else a chance at taking the penalties as well? Like, do you think maybe give it to Šeško or Brian Mbeumo?
I think Brian. Brian. Yeah, I would. I mean, I don't know. Bruno is the captain, so ultimately it's kind of down to him. Yeah. Normally he's cold as ice, but he's thinking about. You can tell he's not enjoying his football, because when he's even with those 2 penalties, he's not doing his usual shuffle, run, skip, and bash. He's doing something. Why is he doing something different? Yeah, that's a man who's not confident. Yeah, he's not doing his usual twinkle toes. now he's just doing a straight run up or a little bit of a jink, and there's something on his mind. Yeah, it's a confidence game for all of them. Do
you think now at the moment, obviously we've brought in these big players from smaller teams, all that sort of stuff. Do you think now might be a good time to let Bruno move on if he wanted to, and kind of take the money that we'll get from him and kind of invest in a new midfield, or do you think we need him?
Look, if you're to compare him to Casemiro, right? You have to be a football fan first, of a fan of the game, and understand it all, and enjoy football in general, understand how it works to some degree. Bruno Fernandes in any team is a wonderful footballer. Yeah. He is, but I feel for him, like separating the fact I'm a Man United fan, that he won't win a European Cup. Yeah. Or he's doing well with Portugal, and they're winning the Nations League, and they're there or thereabouts for the Euros, and he won the Euros or whatever a few years ago. But you'd have to kind of go for him, because you look at Brian Robson now. Obviously, Brian Robson had a flourish at the end of his career, and he got the league and whatever else. But you're looking at players like that, and you're going, "Yeah, I really appreciate your loyalty." But there's a part of me even looking at, say, even someone like Steven Gerrard. Again, had a flourish at the end, or players who play for reasonably good teams, or one man kind of club players. Like, the objective is to win and to be part of a collective and be loyal and all that stuff. And I really like that about Bruno. Yeah. But if we don't have Bruno at his absolute optimum, and it's so selfish of me to even say because he's so fucking good all the time. But the reality is, if he's going to be playing more deeper and deeper and deeper, and if he's going to be getting more petulant, and the things that I don't like about Bruno, where his arms are in the air and he's turned into Robbie Keane all the time. I'd rather he wasn't there, Yeah. Like any player, because then you have 2 cement leg typed Casemiros in midfield, who can't tackle, because that's not Bruno's strong suit. And Casemiro, although he has a bit of a spring in his step, it's probably his last season at United. Yeah. So, at the end of the season, you could see Casemiro and Bruno go. And
it'd be sad to see him go, as you were saying, because of the loyalty and everything he's done for the club and stuff like that. He's
fantastic.
He's great. But at the same time as well, I think a new breed of player, because we can't have a full overhaul of players and then still keep some of the players. Do you know what I mean? It's like That's kind of the way I'm looking
Which
at
is
it.
it? Are we clearing house or are we not clearing house?
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? So it's like if you need a complete restart, you need to kind of start from scratch in that sort of sense.
Yeah.
I love Bruno. Everything he's done for us, everything, like, he loves that club.
Yeah.
And the club loves Bruno.
And you can see it, you know?
Yeah.
You can feel it.
And, like, that's what I mean. It's like, it kind of goes back to that old saying, if you love something, sometimes you have to let it go.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to get out before it goes sour.
Exactly. And I think if he got out and we brought in, like, 2 midfielders as well, who starting off on the same level, do you know what I mean? It could kind of help boost that midfield, and it could help boost the team, because there's no, I've been here the longest. Oh, this is where I stand on
hierarchy.
the exactly.
I'm untouchable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you have to ask yourself: is Bruno, untouchable, in the same way Ronaldo was for years and years and years? Is Bruno undroppable?
Yeah.
And that's the question, I think, ultimately. And I think in the current form, because Amorim is playing him slightly out of position, I think Bruno is droppable.
Yeah.
But if you're playing him in the position where he's at his most lethal, he's undroppable.
Yeah.
And the reality is Amorim consciously moving him on.
Yeah.
By making him feel as if it's time to go on some level. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm overanalyzing it. But you have to say, if Baliba came in there, he bought 2 number 10s, and we already have 2 number 10s.
Yeah.
So the missing link is obviously someone like Baliba, or you look at someone like Caicedo at Chelsea, and you're like, he's incredible. If we get a Baliba or someone coming in of that stature,
I think we could really see a difference.
and then we give Cobby that chance then in between there. But that might be next season's problem.
Yeah.
I don't think Bruno's going this year.
No, not at all.
This season.
Next
next year.
I think now at the moment what we have, the team's decent. I think if we brought in another midfielder that can complement Bruno, and
a very good boy.
a very good boy,
like that,
a very good, very good centre back.
Very good centre back to complement. He's so wonderful.
He's so brilliant.
No, I have to say one thing about Bruno as well, just very quickly as an aside to that. How disgusting is it to, I don't know if you've noticed that a lot of matches, Brentford and all the fans singing, "You look like a rat."
Yeah.
You look like a rat.
It kind of goes back to what we were talking about as well with the
toxicity.
The toxicity, but being able to brush it off. You know what I mean?
I'm affected by that. That stuff shouldn't happen.
No.
That's the same kind of level of intensity and vitriolic and troll behaviour that we see online. That if they were slagging him because of his race, or if he was black, or if he was Irish, or if he was whatever, it would be
a completely different story.
Yeah, they would. The media would hound them out. And why aren't the FA or the Premier League acting on this? How can you like such a personal insult like that to say that he looks like a rodent or he looks like a rat? That's despicable, and they really need to look at themselves.
And the funny thing is, a lot of the teams and stuff like that are singing about him, saying stuff about him, they take him into their team in a heartbeat.
Oh, like that.
Do you know what I mean? So there's the irony of it all as well.
So let's look ahead to Liverpool.
Yes. So obviously they suffered a big injury there now during the week, last week.
Yeah.
During the Champions League match, they suffered an injury, Canate. So now they're down to 2 centre backs, and I don't think they have a backup.
No.
So who was it? Would it be Joe Gomez and?
Yeah, Joe Gomez is he's a journeyman, so he'll look out of place. He did when he was playing in the I caught a bit of the Carling. You hear me? I'm 40. The Carabao Cup match recently, and Gomez just looked off it like a
And then even did you see the goal? Was it a goal Liverpool conceded where Van Dijk tried to give it one of these?
He tried to give it a very good block.
Yeah, there you go. Nowhere near the ball. Do you know what I mean? In saying that now, Liverpool always tend to show up in games against themselves as we do with them.
Yeah.
But with them suffering that injury, and with Wirtz at the moment not playing 100%, in saying that now, he's probably going to score against us. But but Ekitike as well, losing out on his position because of his silly red card, taking his top off.
Yeah, that was
after scoring.
Yeah, why?
And that was in the Carabao Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like, why would you do that? Yeah, look, as far as I'm concerned with Liverpool, it's always a one-off game.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
We've seen it multiple times with Klopp over the last couple of years with United. You've seen it in the Cup, and it means more.
Yeah.
But the reality is, it's a lot like the Irish team.
Yeah.
Why do United play better against City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, and then go out to Brentford or go out to Bournemouth or whatever, and then, what we've had over the years? Do I see United beating them this time around? I'd have to say I think United just shade it in terms of recent form.
Yeah.
But form really means nothing, so it's anybody's really.
Well, that's it. And I think the way United are playing now at the moment, I think it can really catch Liverpool off guard, because Liverpool play in kind of a high line, similar kind of the way we do it. Mm-hmm. But what we tend to do rather than them, they like to build it up. We like to play the long ball now, which is nice, because it's
different.
Yeah, we grew up watching long ball football.
Yeah.
Like with Ireland, all that sort of stuff. Like even, was it 10-year anniversary there a few days ago with Shane Long's, the long ball over the top, Darren Randolph against Germany. Yeah. And that's kind of what we can expect against Liverpool now, with the ball over the top to Diallo or Mbeumo or Mount, or even on the left-hand side with Dorgu.
When you've 4 or 5 players up there who can score worldies, or go in one-on-one with the keeper and just tap it in, why not?
Yeah.
Like even this kind of throw-in stuff that's infecting the Premier League, RoryTheLap.com.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to say, like for United anyway, I think what needs to happen now is that we need to just start scoring regularly. Yeah. Stop worrying about results. Stop worrying about, playing well, and just make sure that we go out and score at least 2 to 3 goals a game.
Put ball in net.
Yeah, put ball in top onion sack to left.
Top left, onion bag, easy.
Eye up. Just do job.
Just do job.
Yeah, just put the ball in the back of the net. I think we'll do them. I'm going to, because we always do a little bit of a prediction for every match when we're in the studio and then the online ones as well. I'm going to say United 2-0, because I believe in Sané Lamans.
Yeah, I'd say 4-2 United.
Do you think?
It's you know what? It's one of those games. I think Verts might break his 007, get a goal in there, and then I don't know. I think it might be time the floodgates open for goals for United. But at the same time as well, I also feel it could possibly be a 1-0 win to United with a Lenny Euro header.
So 4-2 or 1-0 to United?
Yeah, I don't.
Either of those.
Either of those, I'll take them. It's like, because it's either all out or it's a defender's goal.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to push for an answer.
1-0.
1-0.
There we go. That's it. If it finishes 4-2, it's his fault.
Yeah. Sorry. No, look, anything can happen, and I think it's less likely that Mo Salah will rip us apart this time, because Salah's in a bit of a funk.
Just push him over the sideline.
Yeah, like Brian with the elbow, boink.
Just give him one of them.
Yeah, like I think we might win, and I think if we win, we might go on a bit of a run, because oh my God, we've beaten the champions.
Could you imagine beating them and them going 4 in a row without a win?
Amazing. Then back to where they belong.
Exactly.
Sorry, lads.
Humbling.
So yeah, just looking at just some of the other news that's kind of floating in the ether, the Man United ether. It's rearing its head again about a takeover.
Oh yeah. So who would you like to come in? Or what would you like to see? Would you like to see anything change now at the moment, or?
I think that billionaires and oligarchs are all the same fundamentally. So I think that people who are looking at these type of news stories idealistically and going, well, I want him to be like a really nice guy taking over.
Very nice.
If it's a very nice guy, then none of them, no billionaires nice.
Yeah.
They're not nice. They're ruthless. They're all about results. They're all about turnover. It's the reality of it. Would I like to see the Glazers gone? Absolutely.
100%.
But I will say this, whoever comes in, whether it be Saudi money, whatever about the moral implications of all of that, but if it's a conglomerate or a group coming in, like why can't the likes of Beckham and Ronaldo get together, and find pockets of international funding through people that have better reputations.
Yeah, and who know how to work a football club rather than a business.
I don't think I think the Ronaldo story is going to have another level with United at some point down the line.
Yeah.
Is he going to come back and manage someday? Who knows? But I think that Ronaldo genuinely cares about the club.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you can see that. Like, he came back again.
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of pressure on that and stuff like that, and he wanted to move, and he kind of got forced on Ole and stuff like that, which I kind of feel for Ole in that sort of sense. I think he was very hard done by. With a lot of the players that he suggested to bring in, I think we could have done very well with those players, because a lot of them are playing top football now at the moment.
Clear.
But at the same time as well, it's like, you got to love Ronaldo. Like, no player in the United team has scored more goals than Ronaldo has in that season.
Yeah, even in that last season when he wasn't playing, like, you could see he wasn't the Ronaldo of old. But he, like, if you've watched Harry Maguire's interview, Ronaldo was doing what he always does. Give me the ball, bang.
Yeah.
And he was training as hard as everyone else, and he was trying to set standards.
Exactly. And that's what, if he came back in, obviously now being the first football billionaire, there's no ethical billionaire at the same time. No. But in saying that as well, like, for somebody like that to come back and invest that money that they've made back into the club that helped make him, I think that'd be ideal. To become a majority shareholder, maybe. Like, everyone kind of hopes for that magical takeover by a billionaire.
Come on, can we be realistic about this?
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't matter who it is.
No.
On one level. Would I like it to be the Saudis? No, because there's moral implications of that.
Yeah.
But look at the Glazers.
Yeah.
They're, greedy gerbils.
See, I always think back to the same thing, similar to what they do in Germany at the moment and stuff like that as well.
50 plus 1, yeah.
50 plus 1. I think that's, like, the same should happen in England as well, whereas no club should basically be told that this is how it's going to go down without having the people who built it from the ground up having a say in it.
I think that, and I've said this a couple of times in chats and on other shows and stuff, I mean, Ferguson ultimately built us up and then unconsciously broke us down when he fell out with the, McManus and, and going to the Glazers to begin with. And although we had a good run when the Glazers come in from 05 to 13, the rot had set in. I mean, if you're looking at Fergie's last season, the squad didn't have much strength and depth. It didn't. There was a lot of players playing beyond their level.
What was it? They had Fabio and
and Butner and Phil Jones.
But who was it? Fabio and what was it? Rafael
da Silva.
Playing in centre mid for a game against Arsenal, I think it was.
Yeah, and you had like Fat Anderson, who was always kind of fat, but he was particularly fat towards the end. Yeah. And you're looking at him going, okay.
He was actually a decent player.
Yeah, I know he was. He was a lot better than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
So do I think? Ultimately, it's like. A change is good, but ultimately it's like what Radcliffe is constantly saying. Yeah. It's like, we can't perform miracles. Yeah. It needs time. And look, we can all put the Amorim's going to get sacked thing to bed. Unless he loses every match, he's not getting sacked.
Yeah. And that's one thing I kind of stand on as well, is him not being sacked for another few years. We need to let him build. We need to let him play. We need to let him do what he needs to do, and then judge him.
Like Real Madrid, the way they give coaches 3 years to win trophies.
Exactly.
No, they don't.
No?
No! Oh. Madrid, Barcelona... Like,
see, I don't watch Spanish League.
Yeah, no, but just being really blunt about it, it's like... I'm tired of not seeing Manchester United play like Manchester United.
Yeah.
So, when you get older, you get a bit grumpier by default.
Yeah.
But like, ultimately what I want to see is United playing well again.
Yeah.
And if Ruben Amorim isn't doing that, football, and I've said this before, is entertainment. Yeah. If we're not playing well, it's a chore to watch and it's hard. Yeah. Like even some of the guys who, and I know this from other people who do other sports stuff, podcasts, even journalists and stuff, they find it hard to find the positives in the content. Yeah. And if it's constantly negative, it's like Irish international fans, we know this only too well. It's hard to watch them, and it's like a really good game is few and far between. And like the away fans amazing. You know, I get that, and I travelled and I go to a lot of games, a lot of Irish games as well. I'm going to the match tomorrow night. But it's like it's hard.
Yeah.
And football is entertainment, and if it's not entertaining, people don't watch. And
Exactly.
People have short attention spans, and they won't watch. And and this is fundamentally my biggest argument, and I mentioned this recently as well. It's United are a hard sell to kids.
Yeah.
11, 12-year-old boys, girls who love watching football don't like watching Manchester United. Manchester United are box office. They're the circus. They're, Cirque du Soleil. They're top of the pile. If they're not playing well, something's wrong, and it has to change.
Yeah, 100%.
And we have to be ruthless because other clubs... Look at Eric Ten Hag getting the bullet at Leverkusen a couple of games in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I need to see a change.
Yeah, that's what, and I feel, because like Jose came in, he even said it like a few years ago, it's going to be a 4-year deal. Yeah. Like it's 4 years before we can fix that club. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on behind closed doors. There's a lot of stuff that's out of our control, out of the players' control, even out of the manager's control as well, that's going on behind closed doors.
Did you see the Mkhitaryan thing? Mkhitaryan released his autobiography.
About the text.
Mourinho was it Mkhitaryan that said to Mourinho, "You're shit"?
I think so. Yeah.
He was like, "You're shit" or whatever, and then he just what did he do? He said he dropped him, and then he was like, "I want you to leave the club. I want you out. I want you out. You have to go."
He just kept hounding him.
Yeah, but you have to I find that really weird because in Mourinho's season where he won the Europa League, Mick the Guitar Man, as I used to call him, used to. Like, he scored some great goals and he had some great games for us, particularly in the Europa League. And he scored in the final as well in 2017. So it's like, I'm surprised by that. But if Mourinho is like the ultimate Don Corleone, it's like he likes you or he hates you.
Exactly. And if he likes you, then...
Was he his signing? Did Mourinho sign Mkhitaryan? I think he did, didn't he? Or was it? I
think Van Gaal. Was it? No, who was before Jose?
Van Gaal.
Yeah, I think it was him that brought him in.
Louis Van Gaal.
Louis Van Gaal, the worst football I think I've ever seen in my life.
Michael Carrick. Like in the pulling of the hair.
Michael Carrick.
He was a good player, a good manager, and enjoy the mince pies.
The mince pies.
Yeah, so I don't know, but Mkhitaryan, yeah, fucking. Great little player.
He was.
And like playing in the Champions League final.
He's still doing very well.
Yeah, I really liked him. So to wrap up on a positive note, JJ Gabriel.
He's looking good. He's looking good. A 15-year-old playing under 18s football. I think it was in 6 games. He's got 7 goals and an assist. So he's made 8 goals in 6 games at under 18 level. And we watched.
Bear this in mind. He's playing 3 years ahead of his age bracket.
Yeah. And that's what, and we were only watching a few videos on him there as well, and like just the way he controls the ball, and as we were saying, they're kind of allowing his freedom, like the step overs, cutting in, all that sort of stuff. They're giving him that freedom, which is nice, because we can kind of see it in the way Amorim plays now as well, that he could kind of fit into that team with that kind of.
They're very much grooming the likes of him and Kai Rooney. Yeah, you can see that there's like a very strategic thing happening behind the scenes, particularly with the under-18s of the last 2 years in particular. Now, I would like to see more players getting a chance, the likes of Harry Amos. Where's Cheeto gone?
Cheeto Obi, I know he kind of fell off a bit there as well. I know he's still on the bench, he's still popping up on the bench every so often, but I haven't seen him.
I don't know, maybe he's going to turn into a Makeda, who knows, but like Federico Makeda.
Yeah, still though, that goal against Aston Villa, beautiful.
Yeah. He was amazing. He was amazing for what he was.
Yeah. Like it's shown a lot of potential in our youth system. Yeah,
I think there's some exciting things coming down the line. Yeah. But it's the type of thing that it's not utilised. Now he's training with the JJ Gabriel's obviously training with the first team. There was a lot of big clubs trying to get in from. I know he's on his own special contract. He has his own contract, and endorsements are in place, and they're watching him in a real, like Garnacho-esque way about him coming through into the first team. I can't wait to see him properly, and he's training with the first team, which is unheard of at that age.
And Arsenal and Real Madrid were in looking for him.
Yeah, well, you know, he's the real deal. I hope we don't fuck it up.
Yeah. But like it's very promising seeing him, and as you said, Kye Rooney, I think he's injured now at the moment, but seeing him and how he's been playing, it's very promising.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing him videos on Wayne Rooney him training, and the way he had him training and stuff like that. It was only a matter of time before he started to make.
Yeah, I think he's a scrapper like his dad.
Yeah.
And he's a bit taller as well, apparently. So, you know, the only thing you could ever really fault Rooney on, apart from, now he did score with his head, he scored against AC Milan in the European Cup, couple of headers years ago. But Rooney is, 5'8", 5'9", and it's the only thing that, like, shortcoming he had in his game, no pun intended. So, you know, it's like, I think, and Rooney knows, like Wayne Rooney knows that his son's a player. Yeah. He's not at Man United through nepotism. No. He's there for a reason.
Exactly.
Thanks.
No problem.
Really appreciate it. You're like a super nice boy.
Well, thank you. He's a very nice boy.
He's a super nice boy. Thanks a million for watching. We really appreciate it. If you want to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com / like you did the last time, Cult of Cantona. Buy us a coffee. We're going to be doing a giveaway for Rascals Brewery, and we're going to be giving away some free beers to people who subscribe on Buy Me a Coffee. So, you know, buy us a coffee, jump on that, and we'll be doing the draw for that over the next couple of episodes. You can also get us on TikTok. You can get us on Instagram at the Cult of Cantona. We also have a Facebook group for a little bit of banter, and a WhatsApp group which you can join as well.
And then on top of that as well, if there's anything you agree with or disagree with, or anything you want us to cover in the next one, just let us know.
Absolutely. Get involved in the comments. Tell us that we're talking absolute bollocks.
Us bollocks?
Which you're thinking about anyway. Get involved, subscribe, share with a friend, get involved in the conversation, and until next time, be a
very
good boy.
Nice boy.
Be nice. Be a good boy. A nice boy. All right.
You have to trust your teammates, always. If not, we are lost.